Good morning, students. My name is Avsar sir. I am teaching economics in HM College. Last lecture we discussed about the microeconomics, the importance of microeconomics, definition of economics, and all other related things. Now in this lecture, I am going to discuss about the features of microeconomics. This point is also very important for you. Features of microeconomics. In this point, there are 8 sub-points are there. I have written all the points and I am going to discuss all the points one by one. The first point is about study of individual units. Second point is about the price theory. Third point is about partial equilibrium. Fourth point is about based on certain assumptions. Point number 5, that is about the slicing method. Point number 6 is about use of marginalism principle. Point number 7, that is about analysis of market structure, and point number 8 is about limited scope. Now I will discuss all the points one by one. So first I will select about study of individual units. In last lecture I discussed that microeconomics is going to study about the small parts, about the individual units. The first point is going to discuss about this term, that is individual units, study of individual units. For example, suppose in this point there is study of one firm, one household. That is, you can say that it is about the small economic unit. Study of individual units, that is about small economic units. This point is only related with one thing, one firm, one household, one company. That is, microeconomics is going to divide the whole thing. It belongs to microeconomics and the small part is belongs to microeconomics. So first point we are going to discuss about study of individual units, concerned only about one firm, one household and one small economic unit. Okay. Now point number 2, that is about the price theory. This theory is also very important, price theory. Before going to discuss about this point, what I am going to discuss what I mean by price theory, or what are the points which are related with price theory. Some important points are there. I am going to write all these points and I am going to discuss these points one by one. These points are not there in your books. So, price for any specific goods. Price for any specific goods. Price for any specific goods based on relationship, based on relationship between supply and demand, between supply and demand. These two terms are very important, supply and demand. And again, production, allocation, consumption, pricing of goods, and services. This point, price for any specific goods based on relationship between supply and demand. These are two very important points, supply and demand. Okay, price for example, suppose cost of 1 penny rupees, 10 rupees is there. Cost of diamond is very high, 1 crore rupees there. So how we are going to fix the price? With the help of this price theory, we are going to fix the price. That's why supply demand always plays a very important role when we are going to discuss about the price theory. Again, production, allocation, consumption, pricing of goods and services. These things are also important when we are going to discuss about the price theory. These things are very important when we are going to discuss about the price theory. That is, prices of goods and services, and also same time factors of production. These things are very important when we are going to discuss about the price theory. This is point number 2. Now point number 3 is about the partial equilibrium. Point number 3, that is partial equilibrium. Before going to discuss about this thing, it is important for you to understand what do you mean by equilibrium. It's a new term, equilibrium. Equilibrium means, with the help of example, I will show you. Suppose here weight of 50 kilogram and here also weight of 50 kilogram. There is balance because both at these points both weights are same, 50 kilogram, 50 kilogram. So it will remain in equilibrium position, that is the static position. Suppose if I am going to introduce here higher weight, for example suppose 100 kilogram, it will come down. So there should not be any kind of balance. So try to understand what we mean by partial equilibrium. Equilibrium means the state which is very stable, or you can say state of balance. For equilibrium you can say together, equilibrium is nothing but state of balance. State of balance. State of balance, or you can call it as a stable position or stable situation. Partial equilibrium. This term is going to say something about the balance or stable situation. Again, there is one point, that is we discuss about the partial equilibrium. One point is that is about the general equilibrium. This point is not there in your book, but I will discuss, because when you are going to discuss about the partial equilibrium, it is important for students to understand what they mean about the general equilibrium. General equilibrium here, whole. General equilibrium is going to study about the whole thing, whole economy. The whole economy term is generally interested, or you can say that general equilibrium is going to discuss about the whole economy. And partial means, only partial means analyzing single market. Here, that is about the single market, partial. This is the main difference between general equilibrium and partial equilibrium, or position between. Partial equilibrium, here we are going to discuss about individual economy, that is individual consumer, individual firm, individual company. These things are going to discuss in partial equilibrium state. It isolates other things. It isolates other things and going to study that thing in detail. In partial equilibrium, we are going to discuss one individual units or individual firm, company, each and everything is going to discuss in partial equilibrium. This point is there, point number 3. Now, point number 4. I am going to discuss about the point number 4. Point number 4, that is based on certain assumption. Assumption. This word is very important. Certain assumptions. Now, first I will write what you mean by assumption. Assumptions. A thing that is accepted. A thing that is accepted as true or certain, certain to happen without proof. To happen without proof. Without proofs. This word is very important. The thing that is accepted as a true or as certain to happen without proof. It is important for you to understand when you are going to discuss about some laws of economics. It is important for you to accept or to assume something. That is, it is called as assumption. A thing that is accepted as true or accepted or as certain to happen without proof. Here, again, in this point, you are going to learn two important things. That is, one thing is about ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus, one thing. Ceteris paribus. What do you mean by ceteris paribus? That is, it is Latin phrase, means other things being equal. Other things being equal, or you can say it as a constant. When we discuss about the law of demand, that time when we discuss about law of demand, the income of a person should not be changed, taste of a person should not be changed. These things should remain constant. Ceteris paribus is going to say that other things being equal or constant. That is, again, second term is about the laissez-faire. What do you mean by laissez-faire? Laissez-faire is there. These two terms are very new for you, ceteris paribus and laissez-faire. What do you mean by laissez-faire? Here, special, there is no intervention from the government. That is, the policy of allowing private business to develop without government control. French term is there. French term. See, the policy of allowing private business to develop without government control. That is, you are free. Suppose I want to start any kind of business, so I am free. Suppose I want to start factory for pay, so I can select the quantity, I can select the equipments, I can select the labors, so I am free to start that factory. That is, there is no government control. How to utilize resources, how to take loans from bank, so I am free to take all these things. It is condition, it is called as a laissez-faire. The policy of allowing private business to develop without government control. These two terms are very important for you. This is very new for you. Okay, based on certain assumptions. Okay, here one term is there, that is pure capitalism. What do you mean by pure capitalism? This term is there also in this point, pure capitalism. What do you mean by pure capitalism? Pure capitalism, free private economic system that allows voluntary and competing private individuals private individuals to plan, produce and trade without government intervention. See, pure capitalism, free private economic system that allows voluntary and competing private individuals to plan, produce and trade without government intervention. Pure capitalism. So you are very free. You can start your own business. You can ask any bank for loan. You can take precautions for labor. You can ask for laborers also. You can appoint any person as a manager, as a laborer. So you are free. It is pure capitalism. There is no government intervention. These terms are very new for you in this point based on certain assumptions. Again, point number 5, that is about slicing method. Slicing method. So what do you mean by, first I will discuss about slicing. What do you mean by slicing? So I will give you one example of bread. Suppose this is the bread. So it is not possible for any human being to eat this bread as it is. So what we are going to make? We are going to make slice for this bread. We are going to cut this bread into small pieces. Suppose this is the bread. Here where I am going to cut this bread into small pieces, and I will select one piece of this bread. I will take this piece and I will eat that piece. Slicing means splitting. Microeconomics is going to split the economy in small things. Slicing method is very important. Slicing method, here it splits or divides the whole economy in small individual points. This term is very important, slicing. Why we are not going to discuss about the whole thing? Because whole thing is a part of macroeconomics, not a part of microeconomics. We are going to discuss only about the small part, that is belongs to microeconomics, study of microeconomics. So slicing is very important. Point number 5, that is slicing method. And now point number 7, that is point number 6, that is use of marginal principle. Use of marginalism principle. So this term is new for you, marginalism. So first I discuss about the thing that is marginalism. The term marginal means change brought in total by an additional unit. Additional, this term is very important. Additional unit. Suppose 10 pennies and cost of 10 pennies is 100 rupees. And suppose if you add 1 penny, that is 11 penny, then cost of this is going to become, suppose 120 rupees. So because of 1 penny, cost is going to increase by 20 rupees. This is called as additional unit. Marginal principle is very important. With the help of microeconomics, we are going to discuss about the marginal principle. Point number 6 is there. Now, point number 7. I am going to discuss about the point number 7. That is analysis of, point number 7, that is analysis of market structure. Market structure. This is very new for you. What do you mean by market structure? Market structure. Here some new terms are there and you are going to discuss about some new terms. That is about perfect competition. Second term is about monopoly. Third is about monopolistic competition. And fourth point is about the oligopoly. When you are going to discuss about this point, it is important for you to understand these terms. What do you mean by perfect competition? What do you mean by monopoly? What do you mean by monopolistic competition? And what do you mean by oligopoly? In very short, I will discuss all these points because it is very important for you to understand. Without understanding these terms, you cannot understand this point. That is analysis of market structure. So, what do you mean by first term? I will discuss about the perfect competition. That is, there are large number of buyers and sellers in this market. Large number of buyers and sellers. Large number of buyers and sellers. This is one feature of perfect competition. When you are going to discuss about perfect competition, you will find there are large number of buyers and sellers. Same. Exactly opposite is there for monopoly. In monopoly, there is only one seller. Only one seller available in the market. So, he is a price maker. He is a price maker in that market. Here, again for monopoly competition, same thing is there. That is, many sellers try to capture. Many sellers try to capture market. Try to capture market by different product. And in this oligopoly market, not only one but few sellers are there. Few sellers are there. So very brief, I discuss all these points: perfect competition, monopoly, monopoly competition, and oligopoly. Try to understand these terms and then study about this point, analysis of market structure. With the help of microeconomics, we are going to make analysis of market structure. Point number 7. Okay, and last point, that is about the point number 8. That is about the limited scope. Last point about limited scope. We know that microeconomics will study only single unit, that is single or individual unit. Individual unit, individual company or individual firm. So, interest of microeconomics only for individual units. So, it has got some kind of limited scope. In macroeconomics, we are going to study about all the things. But in microeconomics, we are going to discuss only about the small units, individual units, one company, one firm. So it has got some kind of limited scope. So I discuss all these points in features of microeconomics. In next lecture, I will discuss about importance of microeconomics. I hope you will understand all these points. It is important even I discuss all the points which are not there in your books. Thank you very much.